Relax, it's just sports, even though there's nothing to relax about in the city of Cincinnati right now. I mean, you could relax and look for a future.
Look for your next team to cheer for.
Look for your next adventure in life. I hope all is well. I hope this email finds you well. No, this email finds me not well. Well, we're going to talk about all the things. I mean, there are some things to look forward to, I guess.
Some non-Bengals related things to look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's things in life to look forward to, and that's what the whole purpose of this podcast is. That sports are silly and dumb, and what do we care about them?
Yes. No need to cry over a Bengals season that won't matter in the long run.
And what's funny is on my TikTok memory, it came up today that 1 year ago I started a video saying, oh, this is bad, what are you going to do? Bengals are 4-7 going into the bye. So famously, okay.
We've been here before.
We've been here before.
What is the Taylor Swift song? I think I've seen this film before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that going for the Chiefs this year? Okay. Pause, start, welcome. Relax with Just Sports. Please like, subscribe, rate, interact with us, all the fun things, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, comment. Please, you've been doing a great job. Numbies have been going up.
Numbies have been going up. Just interact with us. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you don't want to hear. If you don't want to hear us talk so much about the Bengals, please let me not talk about the Bengals. I'd love to.
That is our most interacted with content, though.
I know.
And yeah.
I'm begging for someone to let me stop talking about
Reach out with anything you want us to chat about. We'd be happy to do it. Okay. We're going to talk about the Bengals. We're going to talk about all the things, the spit heard around the world. We're going to talk...
Spit seen around the world. I didn't hear it, but I saw it.
I feel like we heard it through the ethers after the game.
Okay, yeah.
FC Cincinnati, why we're talking about this earlier in the show is there's this guy named Lionel Messi coming back to town. Juicy stuff. Playoffs, though, and my thoughts on everyone branding this as the Messi game. I'll get to that. The Cincinnati Bearcats, still alive.
By the skin of their teeth.
You know what? Be happy teams are alive right now.
Okay, yep.
We need something. We can't just say, come here, listen, everything stinks, the world is falling, and I hate everything.
Yeah.
There's some things. We're going to talk some hoops, Xavier UC, and we'll talk your UK Wildcats. Baseball off-season news going on around Cincinnati, some awards that were given and not given out. Cincy due to the news, and then we'll put you on your way for next week. Ready?
Yeah.
We had a little pre-show there. That was fun. So let's talk about it. The Steelers whoop the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Whoop! Chris Berman. Steelers whooped the Bengals, 34-12? Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, we can talk about the details of that loss. I want to get to the most important stuff right now.
The spit take.
Yes, please. I need to hear your spit take on the spit take.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing? So here's the thing. Obviously, you don't spit on another person, but that's well established. We've heard every talking head across the world at this point talk about how you don't spit on another human being. My thought is what I do not like about it. Obviously, I don't like the spitting on one person to another. What I don't like is the complete lying to the media afterwards.
It's rough. It's so rough. I myself can be put in a situation where I'm like, yeah, I guess spit on him if he's really making you... I can see that, but then you have to be like, obviously there were 1,000 cameras on. You are going to find out that I spit on him. Yes, I did spit on him. I regret it.
Because that wasn't like an I'm excited spray. That was that was a violent spit.
Yeah.
And we're rating spits.
I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here.
The only spits I want to talk about is Mark Spitz. Best mustache in Olympic history. So, yeah, it's bad. Bad luck. Here's what I will say. Jamar Chase made a mistake. Zach Taylor said he made a mistake. Jamar has not owned up to it yet at the time of this recording. And I don't think he will until Thursday because he's currently under an appeal, which, come on now. I think you don't judge the man on his lowest point. You judge him on his overall character. And yes, he is a guy who talks a lot. He is a guy who gets into fights. He is a guy who is an emotional player, probably says things at times he shouldn't say. But until I start seeing this is a pattern, it's not going to change my opinion on who Jamar Chase is. Like, I think he's a good guy. I think he had a moment on the, like, I'm never going to be a wide receiver or defensive back in the NFL playing in the AFC North between two heated rivalries with two guys who have a history. Because, like, Jalen Ramsey is the victim in this. Like, I'm not saying anything else. Jalen Ramsey is the victim in this. Jalen Ramsey has also proven over the body of his career that he's more like Jamar Chase than he's not.
Yeah.
He talks a lot. He gets into fights. They get into scrums. So these are two guys who don't like each other, heated rivalry, season on the line, not excusing it. I'm just saying I'm going to let this be a one-off for now because he got suspended. He should be suspended. He's getting fined over $500,000.
Crazy. That is so crazy. Like, I understand because the suspension's not like, the suspension is one thing and I get it. Please tell me if you know, if you're ejected from a game, do you lose money from not playing the game?
You don't lose your game check.
So, like,
Jalen
Ramsey, and Jalen Carter, but Jalen Ramsey got ejected from the rest of the game. It was already the second half.
Yes.
And he's not getting any other retribution for what he did. Jalen Carter...
Well, Jalen Ramsey isn't getting fined, or is that just not out yet?
That's not out yet.
Yeah, because I don't think the fines for the week were released yet.
They haven't released that yet. But right now, he just got
Jalen
ejected.
Carter was fined like $57,000. Jalen Carter, who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, week 1, before the first snap in the game, spit on a Dallas Cowboys, remember?
Dak Prescott.
Spit on Dak Prescott, that's right. Spit on Dak Prescott. He was thrown out of the game, but he didn't even play a snap, so that was kind of like his suspension. And he was fined $50-something thousand.
Yeah.
So... here's why I'm okay with Jamar Chase being fined $500,000 because I'm actually fine.
I was going to say, so the $500,000, it's not a fine; it's his game check. And because Jamar famously signed a huge contract extension, that is what the game check is for him.
More money, more problems. If you were a vet minimum making 1 point whatever million, you'd be fined,
couple thousand.
50,000 or whatever it is because it's a game check. So I have no problem with him being fined $500,000 with. Power comes responsibility. Mm-hmm. Keep those accounted for. And if you want to go out there and say, I am worth the most money outside of the quarterback position, then you have to deal with the consequences that come with that.
Yeah.
So if he were to get suspended for a game for anything else, it just so happened it's spit. But you deserve, like I have. People were like, $500,000 is crazy. No, you got suspended a game check.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who has a job and gets suspended from work gets fined or gets a day's pay usually taken away.
Mm-hmm. Or is that however many days?
Exactly, yeah. So you get your work pay. You can't do your job because you violated a rule in a contract of a league that you agreed to. Mm-hmm. So I have no issue with him being fined $500,000. I was in the locker room on Monday when Jamar Chase came in, and the whole team was, first of all, it was like a morgue in there because they had just lost to the Steelers. It feels like the season is completely over.
Yeah.
Most of the guys walked right through, and one of the reporters went over because we were all waiting right by Jamar Chase's locker. And I will give Jamar Chase a defense here. He normally speaks to the media on Thursdays. At the time that we were waiting to hear from him, the ruling had not come out from the NFL that he was suspended. But myself and a few other reporters made the decision that we want to give Jamar Chase the chance to talk about this, say a statement, because he was caught red-handed. Mm-hmm. And do you want to get out in front of us? Do you want to just say a statement? Do you want to say anything? And the man didn't even open his mouth. They said, Jamar, one of the reporters went over, Jamar, do you want to talk today? Shook his head, no. And he goes, are you fine? He explained what I just explained, like, we're giving you this chance. And he just kind of continued to shake his head no. And then it was like, then you're okay saying you declined to comment? He shook his head yes. So that's what that was in there. And then there was really like nobody else to talk to in that locker room, which was like one of the worst Mondays I have been in there. Because even Mondays after a loss, people still talk, but the spitting incident was really bad. Then we were in Zach Taylor's press conference. And Zach Taylor spoke at length about the incident I take it back. He didn't speak at length about the incident. He spoke at length about Jamar Chase, about how he's this upstanding guy. He made a mistake. We shouldn't be judged on our mistakes. We all make mistakes. He knows he crossed the line. That can't happen. He knows that. But Jamar Chase, to this date, at the time of this recording, over 48 hours afterwards, has not admitted that he spit on somebody.
Yeah, and is appealing the decision, which in our view, if you're looking at an appeal, means I didn't do it. Or I didn't do what's worthy of this.
Yes, I think what he's appealing is the suspension.
Yeah.
I don't think he's appealing that. I mean, I don't know. This is all speculation. I don't think that he is appealing that he shouldn't be fined or anything. I think he is appealing that he should only be fined and he should be allowed to play.
Yeah. Too bad there's a precedent already set with people who have missed full games because of it.
Yes, but I think the argument is fair. Hear me out. I think Jamar Chase will lose this appeal. I think Jamar Chase should lose this appeal. But just flipping it, Jalen Carter didn't lose a game check because he was suspended. He wasn't suspended. He was thrown out of the game before the first snap.
Yeah.
So he was on the game roster. That's where it comes from. So is that really precedent? I think it is, but I'm just saying I understand the argument. There's a committee of 3 former players who sees these appeals. It's a wide receiver, Jordy Nelson, former wide receiver of the Green Bay Packers. I think he's going to lose, and I think he's just embarrassing himself by appealing. But for $500 million, you got to try to.
Yeah.
So I get that. Zach Taylor was angry at one point. He even said he was angry or I don't know if it was angry or upset.
He was giving more upset.
No, he said, I forget if he said he was angry or upset. Because at one point, he goes, the only thing that is really getting me frustrated up here, whatever he said,
it was never pure anger.
No, and Zach's a nice, smart guy. He's not angry at reporters. But there was a point where he was frustrated because he's like, I'm just upset that this is what we're drawing attention to. Mm-hmm. You're right. Your player shouldn't spit on another player. Then we wouldn't draw attention to it. If he didn't lie, I don't think it's as bad as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad with, literally, I'm scrolling on Twitter, and I see the clip of him going, I didn't open my mouth to him, and then literally the next thing I see is the video of him spitting. I was pretty rough juxtaposition here. So that one's difficult. I did see Mike Tomlin got asked today.
Yeah, this was...
And we know Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin both hates and loves a press conference. He loves to talk,
a press conference.
But he will say everything angrily. And a reporter did ask him, hey, what's your message to Jalen Ramsey? If someone spits on him, what do you tell him? And he said, do what comes natural. I'm not going to tell anybody.
At first he says, what advice do I have for someone when you get spat on in their face?
And he was like, I don't have advice for that. And then he said, do what comes natural.
And he did. I think the whole world is on Jalen Ramsey's side, which is a crazy statement.
Yeah.
When is anyone on Jalen Ramsey's side ever?
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on it. That's how I'm interpreting it. There's only one way Jamar Chase comes out of this clean-ish, except the suspension. On Thursday, when it's your time to talk, you start off by saying, because he usually gets a press conference, saying, listen, I know what I did. I'm apologized. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I've reached out to Jalen. I'm not going to do that again. I don't want to answer any more questions about it. I said I didn't because I was embarrassed. Done. That's the only way he comes out clean.
When's the last time you've heard a professional athlete say, well, I was embarrassed, so I didn't want to say that?
He's not going to do any of that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Pro athlete said that?
My point is, we will continue to talk about it unless he says that.
Unless he clears everything.
Unless he's like, I take 100% whatever. I shouldn't have lied to the media. I respect you guys. That's it.
I think this, and I think a reporter did kind of mention this when everybody kept asking Zach about it, and one reporter kind of implied, are you annoyed that this just pushes,
yeah, it was a great
furthers the agenda that
the
your
eroding
team,
locker room with a losing team. Yeah, and Zach Taylor said they're fighting every day to keep the culture of the locker room. It's really difficult. He had about 12 meetings on Monday morning.
That's crazy.
It shouldn't be that hard. When you're 3-7, it is. And Jamar Chase is a leader in the locker room, and Zach's quote was something to the effect of, when I retire from football and have a leadership group. Jamar Chase will be on that board. He will go down as one of my favorite players to ever coach. And two things can be true.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. And I was saying this to a couple colleagues. The issue with the Bengals locker room and leadership is the leaders, as a reporter, for me to go in, and if I want to talk to a captain, good luck.
Ted Karras. That's like it.
I'm going to go through it right now. Logan Wilson now plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson does not like to talk to the media. He talked to the media in the offseason when it was advantageous for him for his contract negotiations. But on a weekly basis, good luck getting Trey. You could probably get him after a game if you get in there quickly. And he also is hurt right now.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Joe Burrow, hurt, and
Famously
we only speak to him on Wednesdays. Jamar Chase right now, we speak to him on Thursdays, but like, what kind of leadership questions are you asking Jamar Chase right now?
Yeah.
So that leaves you B.J. Hill, who is great, and Ted Karras, who is great. You need to have more than one offensive and one defensive guy to go to. That's the reason there's six.
Who's the other offensive lineman?
Orlando Brown Jr. Orlando Brown Jr. is also great.
Yeah. But it's like your options are two offensive linemen and B.J.
And a
Hill
defensive lineman.
And a defensive lineman.
Like, they're supposed to be, like, one of their roles as a captain is to control messaging to the media to show that they're unified. And you know the part about that? The players select the captains.
Because like you had said, we literally just last week talked at length about Jamar and how he's progressed, how badly he wanted to be captain, how seriously he was taking his role as a captain. And then this happens, which makes it a little difficult.
You're in that locker room, and like when times are tough and times are down, with all due respect to these guys, because I like them, I don't need to speak to a rookie linebacker because they haven't even been through an NFL season, and they could have great careers. I'm not saying they won't. But when times are tough, and it's not about the reporters, I get that. I'm the last person to say that it is. But when you need to control messaging, it should be a leader who does that. And look what happens like when it starts to get out of hand. Chase Brown said something a few weeks ago. He was chewed out for that. You know what? That's fine. Instead of having Chase Brown have to open up about it because he's just telling the truth, have a captain talk. But we need a captain who's and like, I respect offensive and defensive linemen. I do. But I want to hear from your stars.
Yeah.
And the guys who make plays.
Well, and I actually think like for a while it was important that Ted Karras was there because the big question and conversation was around the offensive line. Why is the offensive line struggling so bad? Ted would speak up for the younger guys.
And Ted was great. And Ted is great.
Yeah, he is great. But right now the problem is like, why can't you tackle? And B.J. Hill's going to be like, yeah, crazy. We can't. I mean, he won't. But, you know, like, he's not the person who can talk about that.
No. We don't have anyone.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I was excited that Cam Taylor-Britt was coming up as an emerging leader when he was having a really good season. He's not having the year, and now he's out for the season most likely. So it's bad. And I don't know if you saw Logan Wilson on Monday Night Football for the Cowboys. He looked real good. Looked real good for the Cowboys. No, he didn't?
I mean, he looked good. I was more so like, ugh, how terrible is this situation that the Bengals are in? Yeah. Not about Logan at all.
Yeah, I thought Logan looked good, and they were talking on the broadcast. Troy Aikman was talking about how much he's adding as a leader to that defense.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, really could use a guy who could do that in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Good thing you got a 7th-round pick for him. Like, you had you have two of your 7 captains have requested trades in the last 6 months.
We're in a rough place, I would say.
Yeah.
And that rough place was only exacerbated on Sunday with that loss. I mean, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt when the game is actually pretty close. And
the Bengals win that game fully.
Mason Rudolph come in and kill you?
The Bengals weren't out of it until Noah Fant fumbled the football for the scoop and scored a touchdown. Like, they were down, 12 points with 4 minutes left to play? Like, I've seen Joe Flacco do that this season.
But letting Mason Rudolph score on you is pretty indicative of the vibe that we
I
have
think,
going.
okay, yes. I think Mason Rudolph might do better with the Steelers offense than Aaron Rodgers right now. I'm just saying. I don't think Mason Rudolph is like the worst thing ever right now for Pittsburgh, but like that's neither here nor there. And I will say something about Mason Rudolph in a second. I think more, yes, the defense issues, tackling issues. I asked Zach Taylor on Monday, and it was the only short answers he gave were to me, because And when that happens, I think it usually means you're hitting on something. So I asked him directly, because he was talking about the tackling issue. And it was not just tackling, blah, blah, blah. We're doing everything right in practice. We need to just do it. I say, I've heard you say this a lot, that we need to just do it. If it's not happening, is that a question of effort? And he goes, no. I said, okay, well, if it's not a question of effort, then when you say we need to just do it, what's the issue? The answer, technique. I stopped there because I saw I wasn't getting anywhere with him, and I didn't need to just frustrate him further. But if you look good doing it in practice, which you don't actually tackle, you do tackling drills, but that means your technique is good. So then we go back to, if the technique is actually good,
why isn't it showing up?
And that comes to effort, but you can't question a team's effort because that's how you lose a locker room.
Yeah.
The issue is the Bengals offense on Sunday didn't have the 40-point spectacular games we've seen the last few weeks. Mm-hmm. That's when you need the defense to step up a little bit, and they couldn't. I mean, the Steelers' defense let up 1 touchdown and scored 2.
Which is very Steelers defense-esque. It's the Steelers defense we had not seen this season.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say I did think Joe Flacco's definitely worst performance with the Bengals.
Yeah, he has a sprained shoulder.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, it was not a great performance by him. But the defense just is incapable of keeping things together.
It's the same thing as they say with a relief pitcher. When you get to see him twice, they're easier to hit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The Steelers saw him twice with this Bengals offense. And what they do, they took Jamar Chase out of the game. And they said, beat us with someone else. And they couldn't. T. Higgins looked good. Chase Brown looked good.
Yeah, Chase looked great.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I think from here, Mason Rudolph real quick.
Oh, yes. Please talk about Mason.
Okay, I need to talk about this eclectic group of AFC North quarterbacks now. Mason Rudolph is starting in Pittsburgh because Aaron Rodgers has a broken left hand or fractured left hand or whatever. He's likely starting.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Mason Rudolph is a duck hunter and I think does duck calls. Dylan Gabriel. Because I texted you, I was like, hey, isn't it true that Mason Rudolph does bird calls?
It's bird calling.
Dylan Gabriel does bird calling.
Oh, okay.
Dylan Gabriel does bird calling. Mason Rudolph's a duck hunter.
But now, maybe
Shedeur
Sanders is the
whose
quarterback.
home got broken into.
I saw.
Also an AFC North quarterback trend.
Yeah.
Not good. Bad.
Mm-hmm. We've got Joe Burrow with the crystals. Joe Flacco, who's just the old man coming down.
And Lamar Jackson about to take the AFC North again. That's what I see.
Same old.
Same old. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about the AFC North.
No, you're fine. I wanted to ask you, because obviously the Patriots are coming in. The Patriots, I believe, right now, because
They're
the
tied
Colts
for
had a
first place in
bye,
the AFC.
have the best AFC record.
They're tied with the Broncos at 9-2.
I forgot that the Broncos won because
So do the Broncos.
I was watching the Rams Seahawks.
Don't talk about that to Bo Nix without saying it to his face, though. You saw that?
I did.
Yeah.
I believe the Broncos are so fake, but that's beside the point.
I believe the Patriots are fake.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The Patriots have an incredibly weak schedule. They're coming in. Is there any life in this locker room to where you could see them pulling out a win over the Patriots? Because I think the Patriots have several flaws.
The only way I could see them beating the Patriots, I'm picking the Patriots, but the only way I could see them beating the Patriots is if the guys were like, let's do this for Jamar. Like, hear me out.
Yeah.
Because
spit vengeance.
No, it's like, that's our guy. The whole world is against him right now. Let's give him something meaningful to come back to.
Yeah, I think we would just need more, and I'm not promoting this, but I'm saying I think there needs to be more hate. Like, people are like, oh, Jamar's a liar, but no one's like, Jamar is evil, he sucks. You need that kind of energy to get the whole group to be like, let's do this.
It's incredible what the
one
perception
tweet.
of in the locker room is versus outside the locker room.
What one tweet can do for a group, yeah.
Like, I think this could really create they see their teammates being fined, is losing $500,000. This could be an us against the world mentality.
Yeah.
And you need that to beat this Patriots team. I'm not a Drake May believer. Okay. Like, I'm not saying I think Drake May is very good. Mm-hmm. I think Drake May will have a good career. People have him as the MVP.
Yeah.
Miss me with that.
Yeah, disrespectful to my guy Stafford.
I think Travion Henderson. Oh, Matthew Stafford, 100% the MVP. Mm-hmm. Travion Henderson will run for 1 billion yards on this defense.
Great for my fantasy teams.
I think Stephon Diggs is going to look like he did 10 years ago.
I was about to say, he'll have a field day with this group.
Yeah. The best thing about the Patriots is their defense. It's like deja vu all over again. But I think the Bengals offense could potentially perform well against the Patriots defense.
Well, yeah, because I think, like, yes, the Patriots did well against the Bills.
Yeah.
And who else? Who's another top team that they beat? But otherwise, it's like, oh, yes, you did beat the Dolphins. Like, congrats.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat the Jets. Congrats.
Tampa, maybe, right? Or am I
yeah, but I
making that
think
up?
they were hurt, too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so I'm like, they've had a really easy go of it that I could see this offense still doing well. Now the question is it just all T all the time?
I mean, I don't think so. We saw in the beginning of the Steelers game, Andre Yosevich had a couple really nice catches.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll be a lot of Chase Brown. I think it'll be a lot of T. I think this is an opportunity for guys to step up. Like, I think the Patriots win, but I don't think it'll be as bad as everyone thinks. Like, I don't think it's going to be one of the 20-point losses.
Now, I have to ask.
Yeah.
What are the odds Joe Burrow comes back now?
If they lose 0%.
Okay.
If they win by that 0.01%, because Joe Burrow, in the nicest way, is psychotic and wants to play football. Yeah. But should he, if they lose 0%, if they find a way to win, like, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I think it's like 90%.
Okay.
Because I don't think they could win out. I'm not saying I think that. But strictly mathematically, if you are 4-7 and you win out, you could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I'm not thinking that. I'm not putting that into the universe. But if they beat the Patriots and Joe Burrow is able to play, there's a world where we could see him play a game, play another game, they win, and then when they're mathematically eliminated, they say, okay, you're done for the year.
This is such a crazy season because I feel like last season everything was actually the Chiefs aren't as good as they really are going to be. Like, oh, maybe the Eagles are frauds, and then it always ended up being like the same teams make it. This time around, the Chiefs are third in the AFC.
Yeah, but they're going to make it.
The Bengals are third in the AFC North. Like, all of the teams that I feel like are usually kind of mainstays.
Well, I'm going to pause you right there because the Bengals have not been better than third in the AFC North the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Since they won the division, they have not been better than third in the AFC North.
You are correct, but usually at this time, people are like, Joe Burrow and company, they might be able to pull this one out.
They can make a run,
The run talk is kind of over at this point.
Well, because all you have to go off of is history.
Yeah, and history's not looking too good.
No.
So, yeah, but it's just interesting. Like, the New England Patriots were fighting for, like, the first pick in the draft.
It's amazing what a great head coach could do.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel's a phenomenal. Like, I will never understand why the Titans fired Mike Vrabel. Like, you ride that out with him.
Yeah.
You ride that out.
Oh, that was ownership.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, I understand the actual reasoning. Mike Vrabel is going to go down as an unbelievable head coach. Mm-hmm. He's an unbelievable head coach. Guys buy in like that. And now you put him in the place that he always dreamed of coaching. You got him a quarterback.
And
he's doing great.
I do have on here, will something happen to Zach/Duke Tobin if they lose this next game too?
Nothing will happen until the end of the season.
Okay.
If anything happens then. I think they have the benefit of the doubt with no Burrow. And the Bengals don't fire midseason.
Well, I didn't mean midseason. I just meant like with the trajectory of losing again. Because at that point,
I think there's a good chance the Bengals win the last 3 games of the season. Like, if you look at their schedule, like, I think they're pretty. But then again, the Bengals are not. Like, two bad teams. One would be the Bengals. Mm-hmm. So no, I think we have to. I think we have to wait and see because at this point, I don't think. I don't think because Joe Burrow didn't play this year. I don't think anyone gets fired.
Okay.
I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I just don't think it happens.
Okay.
All right. Should we move on?
Yeah, please. Let's talk about FC. Let's talk about Messi.
So, the reason I am frustrated, because there's publications all over the city of Cincinnati that have been advertising how to get tickets to watch Lionel Messi play. How about FC Cincinnati is taking on Inter Miami, and I understand why, including one of the greatest players, maybe the greatest player, probably the greatest player of all time in the world, Lionel Messi, who plays for Miami, is coming for a Eastern Conference semifinal game that Cincinnati has home field advantage in because they had a better season than Messi's Miami. So I get it. Messi, I understand journalism. I understand it all. Messi is the lead.
Yeah.
But it's a playoff game. FC Cincinnati's 2 games away from being in the championship. So I get it. Messi has not been this year what he has been in previous years. With that said, he's still Messi. The issue is I think he wants an MLS Cup championship because there's a lot of rumors that he's leaving after this year. So I think he wants to win it and then go make a ton of money playing with Ronaldo or against Ronaldo in the Middle East.
Let's talk your conspiracy theory.
Tinfoil hat time. Put them on.
You mentioned it last week. You believe the MLS has changed this game to benefit Messi.
Yeah, I think Messi said because don't forget, if you pay as an FC Cincinnati fan or any fan for an Apple TV subscription, 10% of that or whatever the percentage is goes into Messi's pocket.
Yeah.
Like literally. He has a part ownership in Inter Miami. Like this is why he is even playing in the United States. So you're paying to watch Messi play against you. So the MLS will do anything for him. And imagine the viewership of the championship if Messi's in it. So my conspiracy is right now they were on international break. That's why they didn't play.
He plays Friday in Angola.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they've moved the game because it could have been Saturday or Sunday. He chose Sunday. The Bengals also play a game on Sunday. The last time that the Bengals had a game and FC Cincinnati had a playoff game against Columbus, they purposely made the game against Columbus on Monday night because of staffing issues, because FC Cincinnati and the Bengals share a lot of the same staff because both only play once a week. So they purposely made the game on Monday. Well, they didn't do that this time. And they didn't play the game on Saturday, which they very well could have. And to MLS's defense, a lot of those people also work at the University of Cincinnati who have a home game at Everett Stadium against BYU. So I think they made it on Sunday because Messi said, I wanted the extra day. And they made it at 5 o'clock because I bet Messi doesn't want to play in the cold at night. And I fully think we can see, if there's one thing about international soccer, it's not known to be
legal,
super, how do I put this, ethical. So I would not be surprised, and I'm not one to ever blame the refs or officials on things. I would not be surprised if a lot of calls go Miami's way, if stoppage time goes Miami's way, because MLS wants Miami in the championship. If FC Cincinnati is going to win this game, they have to dominate this game. Anything close is going to go Miami's way. And I know it's conspiracy, and I'm not one who's typically like this, but I'm fully bought into that.
Yeah. And, I mean, talking about the international break, they do have an advantage in the sense that most of the guys who do participate in international break are U.S. men's national team players who play right here. They play in, like, I think Pennsylvania and Florida. And then Evander, the best player to match Messi on FC Cincinnati, doesn't play for his national team. So he is available to train. And he didn't do much in the Columbus series.
Yeah, and also, like, crazy to say anyone can match Messi, because nobody can.
Of course, but he is probably the, like, second best 10 in the league.
Yeah, sure. He's having a fantastic
an amazing
year.
season. So what better opportunity for Evander than to be like, I have had this time to prep, I'm ready to go, time to show who I am.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's not like he's going up against Messi.
I know.
That's not how soccer works.
No, I know. I just think he's Messi. Like, you could put 32 guys on him, and he's still, if he wants to score, he's going to score. I just fully believe that. That assist he made in the Gold Cup here, or whatever that was 2 years ago, was one of the sickest things I've ever seen. I've seen Messi play in Valencia when Barcelona was playing Valencia, and he just decided in the 87th minute that he was going to tie it and win it. He's just different. So if Messi, I'm not saying this is whatever, sure, like Cincinnati can win the game, but I think everything is going to go Miami's way. If it's 50-50, it's going to be Miami's way, and you just have to be prepared for that. And yeah, that's really how I feel. And even though the Miami guys, a lot of their international players are playing like in the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica. That's still close enough. Like it's not
Yeah,
like they're
it's
playing
just
in like
messy.
Asia.
Yeah, it's just really messy. That's going to be going further away.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this game. Like FC Cincinnati fully. I would argue they're the better team.
I was about to say, I honestly feel like they should win if the name Messi didn't exist and that was just like a person that was on the team that we did not know the name of. I would say FC should win.
Yes, the issue is Messi is. There's like we've witnessed this for decades.
Yeah.
Like he's
but maybe he's just so tired from helping his national team.
Nothing has shown me that yet.
I know.
But and he like there's so few things that Messi has not done yet.
Yeah.
And I think more than that he wants to win an MLS Cup. I think he's more worried about like imagine I went to the MLS and didn't win a championship.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. He's been here enough seasons where you're like, wait a minute, no trophies. So.
Did they have a supporter shield?
They had a supporter shield last year, but I don't.
But he's like, I came to America to win American trophies.
I was about to say, like the U.S. does not care as much about the supporter shield as you would assume that they should.
Yeah.
So no, he wants to win the big one, obviously.
The other MLS news, unless there's more Messi, Cincinnati talk, Miami, Cincinnati.
Messi, Cincinnati.
I mean, that's what it is. They changed their schedule. Classic MLS dropping this at such a weird time. I mean, I guess it was good because it's like a week off from the playoffs, time to drop it. So they're going to go from February to November to July to May. Cool. Whatever. I don't understand the winter months thing. I know they're taking a break for it, but then that's the same break you were taking for international breaks. I think the big thing is that it gets you on the same calendar as the international players, the international leagues, and maybe that eventually gets you to the point where players' seasons end at the same time, so if they want to come over to the United States or Canada, they could.
It's about signings and loans and stuff like that mostly.
I don't think it's going to change anything.
I don't think it'll change too much aside from the fact that like a lot of people were like, well, the winter break is still basically the kind of winter break they have now because games end, but not really. Like there's a way higher chance because I think they stopped mid-December in this new schedule. There's a way higher chance that we could like have a little snow game.
But would they play a snow game?
I mean, they do in the Premier League.
This isn't the Premier League, like.
But I'm like, I think that they probably would.
Maybe,
there's just requirements on how much snow, but as long as you can see the lines, you're still allowed to play.
Totally. But we're also, what is it? It's going to be like a week difference, 2 week difference.
Yeah, but the real thing is like that week difference was really only 2 teams playing because the final was in December,
and I get it. So now you're going to have games in Montreal and Minnesota, Toronto,
Seattle.
Seattle, I hear that. New England,
that's more fun to me than anything else.
Sure.
But otherwise, it's just like a.
And I think that actually hurts trying to get players because I think they like the idea of not having to play in the cold.
Maybe, but I actually don't think that they can hurt anymore. Like I think they were already hurting getting players.
Yeah,
so this isn't really that big.
I think this is a some whatever.
One kind of minor but major thing is this starts in 2027, so it'll start in July 2027, 2027, which means that they are having a shortened season before that to try to transfer over. So they're doing like this weird 14-game regular season. The season before.
You know that'll be the one Cincinnati wins because that'll be an asterisk.
It'll be like the COVID season.
Yes. Oh, lock that in. FC Cincinnati will not win this year. They'll win the shortened season. Then nobody counts. Yeah, lock that in for sure. Because that'll be like the first professional championship Cincinnati wins, and people will be like, does that count because it's the MLS?
We don't remember
Does that count because it was like a week?
Yeah.
Classic. Okay, speaking of teams hoping to get to a championship, the Cincinnati Bearcats, the loss to Arizona was bad. I think I called it a trap game.
You did. You called it a trap game when we were hoping that they would beat Utah, and you said, oh, they could lose to Arizona. Unfortunately, worst case scenario happened. They lost to both.
Utah and Arizona, so they haven't won a game in a month.
Yeah.
But, Sorsby, that interception happened. But it was, I love that Cincinnati fought their way back to take the lead back. So that shows me a lot about this team. I thought it showed grit. I mean, Arizona is a good team. Like, aren't they one of the teams with 2 Big 12 losses? Or am I making that? I might be making that up. But they have there's a bunch of teams with 2 losses. You get the ultimate chance this week to win the Big 12 championship, a lot of things are going to have to go their way.
A lot.
But you get the ultimate chance to make a statement about your program and forever, like of where you are right now. So I guess that's quite literally not forever. But like where you are right now is if you could beat number 11 BYU at home at Nippert Stadium at night on senior day, coming off of 2 losses, that can give fans and people hope that we're different this year. Because last year, they lost 5 games at the end of the season.
All at the end, yeah.
If they lose out, it would be 4 games. So if you could beat BYU, make a statement win at home, one that keeps you alive for a Big 12 championship.
And screws BYU out of like everything too.
Yes.
So.
Because then you would, I guess, have a tiebreaker over BYU, and BYU beat Utah.
Yeah.
So that makes
it's
it really
a
interesting.
Triangle, yeah.
So this game is huge for Cincinnati. Like, it was always big. It's even bigger. I know Big Noon Kickoff's coming. Cool. I mean, I like Big Noon Kickoff when the game's at noon.
Yeah, but it's at 8, noon and then wait for
like, that's the one thing I think Big Noon Kickoff has on game day is that the game's immediately after. And I like that. Whatever. I like the Big Noon. I actually, step back. I know it's not on our air, but I actually like the Big Noon Kickoff crew. I know there's probably people on there you don't like.
Yeah.
But from an analysis perspective, I think when I'm listening to football, I think they talk football better than Big Game Day.
I would say neither does a good job.
Yeah, no, for sure, but I'm just saying they do better.
Yeah, but like I've watched a couple of Big Noon Kickoffs and I've hated every single second of those as well.
I haven't, but I like Matt Liner a lot.
I like his wife.
Great. She's not on the show.
She was on Make It or Break It, the television series about gymnastics. So
I'm loving this energy. So I'm sure she's great. Oh, she's good on TikTok.
Yeah, she's a lawyer. She's on TikTok. She talks about being a lawyer, and she's always like, "Oh, my husband's gone," and then you like will randomly see him, and it's Matt Liner.
Yeah, she like moved his Heisman to the garage. I heard. That's funny.
But yeah, they still have technically a 2% chance of winning the Big 12 if everything goes their way.
You just gotta beat BYU.
But you gotta win.
And the issue is BYU. They have 14 interceptions on the season. Brendan Torsby's coming off a game with 2 interceptions. Then BYU's offense, freshman quarterback, but he plays like a senior.
Yeah.
So you got to stop the run against them. That's what Satterfield told me. And senior day for Cincinnati. So maybe, hopefully, that gives them a little. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch this game. I might want to turn it off at halftime, but I'm excited to watch it because it's Bearcat fans. Think about where you were a year ago, 2 years ago. Forget about the college football playoff year, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. Remember where you were the last 2 years, the third weekend of November. You have something to actually root for.
Yeah.
And it's like meaningful. Like, okay, we need things to happen. It's possible they happen, but this game is important, and I have something to root for. Like, be happy about that.
I have one just quick thing to say, and that is, it's very Satterfieldian if they do lose and they continue that streak of losing.
Yeah, and that would be bad.
That's a very that's why U of L got so mad about Satterfield, is they would have a great start to a season, they'd do something good, especially in an ACC where things were kind of going down, and then they would lose to a bad Kentucky team, they would lose to a mid ACC team, and then their stock would just plummet.
Well, a few weeks ago, I think the worst thing that came out about the University of Cincinnati athletics program is that they interviewed Curt Cignetti before he accepted the Indiana job.
I didn't see that.
Maybe I'm making this up, but I'm almost positive I saw it. And that they brought him to campus and didn't offer him the job because they wanted someone who had Power 5 experience. Yeah.
Okay.
Curt Cignetti in Indiana looks amazing. And I I think I saw that. Maybe I'm wrong. And I think I heard that. But I know Curt Cignetti was in that world. You could look it up. That's what being a producer is, I guess. Because that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
But, hey, if Satterfield wins the last 2 games, I think you got to be happy with the decision you made. Truthfully. If you go in year 3, 9-3, and then you're in a bowl game, and
I am reading that the Cincinnati Bearcats could have had Curt Cignetti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting info. I did not know. I mean, I understand what they're saying, and also you can say like IU definitely puts more money into their football program just due to the fact that it's a bigger school.
Of course, and
it's
the Big Ten.
Yeah,
but Cignetti was good because in year one he brought all his guys from James Madison
Yeah.
with him. No, I'm not comparing I'm only comparing the two because I saw that.
Yeah.
If Satterfield wins the last 2 games, and in year 3 you're 9-3, and you're talking about the Big 12 championship, like you have to be happy with that.
Then things are good.
You have to be cool with that.
100%.
So this isn't like they should have got, like obviously Cignetti is right now one of the best coaches in college football. But not to go down this whole rabbit hole, he would have left this year because if he had the same success here, he would take the Penn State job.
Yeah.
So
and UC wasn't going to give him that
they couldn't
crazy
match that. Yeah,
lifetime
you
contract.
can't do
Yeah.
So, and Satterfield, whatever.
Anyway.
Anywho, I caught you off guard with that one.
Win against the Cougars.
Win 2 games and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Hoops. Xavier loses to Iowa Friday night. Yeah, no doubt. This is a bad Xavier team.
Post-game grade watch. He didn't do it again.
Yeah, I don't love that. I love that he's posting it. Gotta post your losses.
Yeah.
Because you know who would? Rick. Rick Pitino would post his losses if he knew how to use Twitter like that. He does tweet, Rick, but yeah, didn't like that. This is a bad Xavier team. You got to give Pitino 3 years. Got to give him 3 years. And just realize year 1 is we're throwing it out. And we're going, like, none of these guys will be back next year, and it's a bad watch. They play Old Dominion, I think, tonight. Whatever. Big East play is going to be ugly. UC that's the big game of the week.
They beat all the small schools they needed to. They beat Dayton.
Yeah.
Now
Dayton's a real win.
Yeah, no, they are. I was adding them in addition to the small schools.
Gotcha.
And now they have to play number 6 Louisville.
Led by Pat Kelsey, Elder grad. Louisville, beat Kentucky.
Yeah, former Xavier assistant, right?
Yeah. Pat Kelsey. Yeah, Elder class of 93. Gotta win this game to believe in anything. Make it close.
You don't have to. Yeah, I was about to say you don't have to win against 6 Louisville. I think
you gotta make it close, but it's here.
This is a Pat Kelsey team that has some of their guys returning. It's like a nice team. It's a good team. I think you just have to play them close, and then that gives people.
I don't
some
understand this Cincinnati team yet because they haven't played anybody.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you just want to see, can you play them close? Like.
Yeah. No, you're right with that, but I just think Cincinnati usually loses these non-conference games against good teams, and I don't know how many they have left on their schedule, but I would like to see them win against a ranked team before Big 12 play. I would like to see that because Big 12 play, you want to have a record going into the Big 12 and a Ken Palm score, whatever, where you could go 500 in the Big 12 and make the tournament, or like 7-11 or whatever it is.
I can tell you right now, they do not play another ranked team until they play Houston.
Is there like anyone on that schedule who could be ranked?
Clemson from the ACC is the best team that they'll play. I think also they maybe play Georgia, which is also not
right,
a
but they're a
SEC
Power
team.
4 schools
Yeah.
at least. Yeah, so listen, if you could drop the Louisville game, but I just having covered this team now for 4 seasons, I want to see them get to conference play where they can go 500 or less and make the tournament. Like I think like if you do that, which the Dayton win was big for that, then like get your Q1 wins, get your whatever. That's kind of just how I feel. So no, you're right, they don't have to win, but I would, for my own vote of confidence, to say, okay, this is a real Bearcats team. Like I want to see this. I want this to be a single-digit game.
Okay.
I'll let you go off, Queen. Kentucky.
I don't need to go off about it. I am practicing patience.
Oh my God.
Which is something I don't
love
often
that for
practice.
you.
Yeah.
Patience and positivity, not your thing.
Not my typical thing, practicing it. Less positivity, more just patience.
Yeah, positivity.
Yeah. Kentucky lost to Louisville. I expected them to lose to Louisville. This Kentucky team is basically an entirely different team except for like 2 guys.
That's going to be Kentucky every year now.
I don't know. That's not usually Mark Pope's MO, but he was literally coming in last year and
But
grabbing people.
wasn't Mark Pope doing that at, BYU, right?
No, he was keeping guys.
No, but I'm saying he was keeping guys at BYU. I feel like that's an easier school to keep people at.
Maybe. I think really the problem was last year he came to Kentucky with like 2 weeks to the season starting and was like, you.
You're right. I just feel
So-
like UK historically is one of the biggest one and done schools in the country.
Yeah, with John Calipari.
But then just going back and forth, well, when Calipari got there is when one and dones were really big.
Well, he started it, yeah.
Well, Coach K jumped on
No,
board.
but he started it. Coach K used to be the biggest hater of
No,
ones
I
and
know
dones.
he was, but I'm just saying, then when the landscape was going that way, even Coach K, who was the biggest hater of it,
Yeah,
got into
and he
it.
still was disrespectful about it and acted like one and dones were fake when he literally just had one and dones.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Kyrie
started on
Irving
Coach
played
K.
3 games.
Yeah, and yet he was like, I don't do one and dones. I keep my guys. And
Yeah.
I was like, check the tape. Like,
Oh, I'm not defending Coach
But-
K. I was just thinking of like the perennial college coaches
Yes.
who had to adapt to that.
yes. John Calipari is the first guy who did it. Mark Pope is different though. He wants to like keep people, grow people, which you can do at Kentucky because you have so much money to keep them.
That's fair.
It works.
That's fair.
And he did that. He kept our best player from last season for this season. He was kind of hurt going into the Louisville game, and then the rest of the guys all looked like little babies. So I'm practicing patience. I'm waiting because that was the earliest a Kentucky Louisville game has been in maybe my whole life.
Yeah.
They usually play in like December, January. So this was like, whoa, what the heck? Like, why are we playing this early? They play Michigan State tonight. They'll have already played by the time this is recorded or aired, but that's going to be a hard game because Izzo teams are always hard.
Yeah.
I'm practicing patience. I'm waiting because like SEC is not going to be as dominant as it was. So maybe we could still like slide in. I'm okay with his second season being okay.
Okay. I'm
But
here
if they
for
don't
that.
make the tournament, you'll start hearing people go crazy.
Let's go from coaches to managers. Baseball.
Yes, baseball.
Awards all came out last week for the MLB. A lot of repeats was the thing. Ohtani, another NL MVP. Aaron Judge, AL MVP, which I'm mad about.
Yeah, I am too.
If he didn't play for the Yankees, I don't think that'd be a thing. Cal Raleigh, I think, should have won it, even though Aaron Judge's offensive numbers were better. Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs, and he's a catcher
Oh,
and a
great
switch
catcher.
hitter. Yeah, I think the argument was his defensive playing percentage was down this year. Like his fielding percentage, not fielding percentage, blah, 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 blah. Efficiency rating, whatever one of these sabermetric stats are, it wasn't the same as his platinum glove winning year.
Yeah, but it was still like, I mean,
Above average.
significantly better than Aaron Judge's.
Oh, 100%.
defense, so.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
mad.
like, who
I'm just telling you the
cares?
argument. It was like he wasn't as good defensively as he was the year he was voted the best defensive player in all of baseball at any position.
Yeah, because that usually keeps up all the time.
And he has to manage the pitcher. I hate that. I
Yeah,
hated this.
I don't like that.
But also repeats. The reason I bring that up is Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, beat Terry Francona for manager of the year by like 27 first place votes.
Yeah, I saw.
It was a landslide, and I think that's ridiculous. I understand that the Brewers are also a small market team. I understand that they were first place in the National League. I understand all of these things. Terry Francona turned a team that was below 500 the year before, really didn't make any changes to the depth chart that were of significance. A couple bats here and there, Austin Hayes, yada, yada, yada. Brings them to the playoffs.
I'm sorry, I actually think you can't be manager of the year if you exceeded expectations the previous year and then you just flopped for the first month but then went right back to the normal expectation.
And I think the media loves Pat Murphy because he's like, you know, in the playoffs. Everyone first, tell me who you are, tell me your name.
Yeah,
We'll
no.
talk about a pocket pancake. Like, and Pat Murphy seems like a great dude. I'm sure he'd be awesome to cover. Terry Francona came from was out of baseball, came back, and also you had guys like Ellie De La Cruz who led all shortstops in errors. Still, they found a way to make the playoffs. They didn't have a guy on that team who had over 23 home runs. The fact that Terry Francona found a way to get this team to the playoffs, and people were like, oh, did you watch his in-game decisions? Do you know every single MLB fan says that about their manager? He found a way to get the Cincinnati Reds, who haven't been to the playoffs since COVID, a playoff spot with no budget.
Yeah.
So
You can't say like, oh, he didn't make changes when he needed to because he made the changes that they needed to make the playoffs. So
this same exact roster with a couple differences was well below 500 the last year.
do you think it was because he's already won like 3 times?
I think, if anything, that would have worked in his favor because they love Terry Francona.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's won it at every other place.
Yeah, but the fact that he could do this with the Reds.
I agree, but...
He didn't win it in Philly, but he won it in Boston and Cleveland. But, like, you did this with the Reds?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a city that's thirsty. Truthfully, I know the playoffs aren't supposed to count towards this, I don't think. But if you beat the Dodgers, he gets it.
Oh, yeah. If he beats the Dodgers, it's... But then
the Dodgers go on and win the World Series.
But I was going to say, if they beat the Dodgers in this, like, crazy world, then don't they end up, like, playing the Brewers? So if they lose to the Brewers, then the Brewers... Yeah, like, it just keeps being, like, a terrible situation.
I think Francona should have won it, and I feel for him on that. I don't think he cares at all.
No. Did you see, speaking of our next topic, did you see when they were showing the MVP candidates, it was like, Shohei's, like, ready. He's like, this is going to be me. And then the other two guys were like, why are we here? And it was Kyle Schwarber sitting in the corner like... And I was like, why did you even put them on air? Like, they knew that they weren't going to... You already did a pre-recorded, like, interview with these people. Like, let Kyle Schwarber go home to Middletown, Ohio.
Which is where everyone wants him to be a Red and be this great story.
Yeah.
Governor DeWine of Ohio even said, bring Kyle Schwarber home. Here's a long and short. I would love Kyle Schwarber to be a Red. He seems like one of the most fun players to cover. He mashes. There's a DH in the National League now. It all works out. Those contracts don't work in Cincinnati. Not saying they won't pay him. They've done it before. Didn't work with King Griffey Jr. It didn't really work with Adam Dunn. Mm-hmm. Like paying a big slugger, because anyone could hit a home run in Great American Ballpark.
Yeah.
So I want Kyle Schwarber. He would be good for the team. But putting that much money into one player who is a home run hitter does not make sense for the Cincinnati Reds. I don't think.
I would love to see Kyle Schwarber.
I would too.
I don't care if it's a waste of money. Do it.
It'd be great for the city. Everyone would love him. The only way I could ever see it happening, which I don't think is happening, but there's all these talks that Hunter Green is on the trade block. Terry Francona said he doesn't see that happening.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of talk about it.
Yeah.
The only way they bring Schwarber in is if Green left, because they're like, okay, we really need the safe face right now.
Yeah.
I don't think either thing happens. I would like it, but it won't. We're running out of time.
Cincy due to the news.
Cincy due to the news. We're gonna go back to a little footy. Cincinnati kid.
Yeah.
Played ball at Xavier. FC Cincinnati's own. Nick Hagland. What this man has done.
Yeah. What this man's gone through.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
His leg, like, for all intents and purposes, like, blew up. Yeah. And he found a way. And I don't know if you know this, but legs pretty important in soccer.
I'm pretty aware, yeah.
Yeah, just in case anyone fractured a fibula, tore a bunch of ligaments, screwed up his ankle.
Then he returns, and then he gets hurt again.
Yes. And then in the playoffs, he was very good against Columbus. Mm-hmm. We posted a video of him partying with the Bailey, the fan section. We got a chance to sit down with him after the game, like one-on-one, and he was just beaming and so aware. He was like, he says, you know, it was so good for us to beat Columbus because I know the Cincinnati sports playoff woes that this city has gone through, mm-hmm. and for us to get one over a rival was so good. Coolest dude, great guy. Had the big goal against Montreal.
Yeah, MLS Comeback Player of the Year.
Yes.
And we're doing it now because who knows what comes. If everything is fake and rigged, then this might be our last time to really celebrate.
Or even if it's not faked and rigged and they just lose.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we said...
It'll be rigged. If they lose, it's rigged.
It was time to do Nick Hagland for our Cincy in the news. He's also just like the greatest human being. He comes in here to do like the shoe drive. And
yeah.
Just good dude. All right. I think that's it. Steelers got the Patriots. And UC has...
Steelers got the Patriots.
Oof. They literally took our name too. They daddied us so hard.
Oh, no.
Bengals got the Patriots. UC has BYU. Both make or breaks for their seasons.
Legitimate make or break for
FC Cincinnati against Inter Miami.
And some fun basketball.
Some fun hoops, and who knows, maybe your dreams come true and Kyle Schwarber's a Red. Not going to happen. Thanks so much for listening. Again, like, review, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Talk to us. I swear, Taylor only bites sometimes. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out.